Okay, what we're going to look at today is how Penn State, some of their base run plays also help to set up or work with their pass plays. So here we see team lined up after Clifford broke his big run. We've got a goal line type play, and what they're going to look to do here is run something called split zone. It's a basic zone play, very safe power run. So up front, each of these linemen is going to look to step play side, which in this case is left. A lot of times in zone, you're looking to double team and get to the second level. In this case, in a goal line situation, Buffalo has several men at the line of scrimmage, so you're going to see a lot less double teams. But the line is going to step in unison, stay shoulder to shoulder, try to stay square, and create some push up front. Now, with each of these linemen moving left a little bit to create their zone block, that's going to leave an unblocked edge player or two. In the case of split zone, what makes split zone is Freiermuth here, the tight end, is going to come across the grain. So everybody's going to step left, but he will come right. He wants to stay tight to the line, and he will kick out one of these edge players, forming ideally a nice wall up front. From the backfield, the goal is Cain here, who's one of their more physical running backs, is going to take the ball and he is going to aim for the play side hip of his center. That's called his aiming point. He's going to take the ball and attack his aiming point. And he's looking to do one of three things with the ball. He is going to do what they call bend it. So after attacking his left hip, he might bend the ball to the opposite A gap. So go between the center and the right guard here. He might bust it. So take the ball in almost a dive type play right off his aiming hip. So right off that center's left hip. Or he will bounce it. And that's his last resort. But he takes the ball, aims for that center's left hip. And if the defense pinches down, he will look to bounce the ball outside. As the play gets started here, you will see the offensive line move left. Here come your unblocked edge players. Freiermuth is going to come close down the line here to seal off one of those men. And you see Cain use that bounce technique to get into the end zone. Now, why is this important? Super easy base setup play. But the reason I chose to show you this play is how well it'll set up the RPO Penn State uses next. Here, you're going to see another take on split zone, but it is set up to look like split zone, and it's actually an RPO. So the offensive line is going to zone step right. The back's aiming point is going to be the right hip of the center. Freiermuth will come back across the grain here like he is going to create that kick out block, but instead he will bluff that block and slip into the flats. This is a read play. It's an RPO. So Clifford is going to get his eyes on the edge player here. All right. Depending on the defense, it'll be either a defensive end or an outside linebacker. He's going to get his eyes. If that player looks like he can make a play in the backfield, if he crashes down hard, Clifford will pull the ball and look to flip it to Freiermuth out in the flat. If that edge player feathers or keeps contained, then it's just going to be a basic inside zone. So the ball snapped. You can immediately see Clifford get his eyes on the edge player. In this case, he thinks this edge player is going to crash to make a play on inside zone. So he pulls the ball. Here you can see the edge player caught inside, which now Clifford will just compose himself and flip the ball out to the edge player. Since this was an RPO, your perimeter guys were already set up to block. Freiermuth makes a nice one-handed catch, gets down the sideline for a score. It's a great example how Penn State uses two plays together to work